Yeah, very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Towcester Greyhounds. Now, 4 changes on today's card for you, starting off in race number 1. Just to tell you that in race number 1, the Trap 2 Forest Miles has been withdrawn non-arrival, and the reserve is Stormy Dexter. That's race number 1, Trap 2 Forest Miles is out, non-arrival, reserve is Stormy Dexter. Race number 4, Trap 6 Farron Basalt is out by the stewards. Stewards have taken out Trap 6 Farron Basalt in race number 4. Reserve is Sultan Banco. Sultan Banco in Trap 4 goes in the 6 box. Race number 7, Trap 2 Roman Recruit off colour has been withdrawn. Reserve is Dundrum Billy. Dundrum Billy goes in Trap 2 in race number 7. And race 13, Trap 1 Together Forever is lame, and reserve is Heidi's Lee. That's race 13, Trap 1 Together Forever has been found to be lame. Reserve is Heidi's Lee. 4 changes for race number 1, and which is off in around about 10 minutes time, and we'll update you on a line of form as well for Dundrum Billy in race number 7 as and when available. So, ladies and gentlemen, race number 1 due off in about 8 minutes' time for race 1 here at Towcester this morning. Just to remind you, Trap 2 Stormy Dexter is at the reserve. The grade is A9. Of course, we do continue with the Star Sports Greyhound Derby coming up a little bit later on to look forward to. And that is underway a little bit later on this afternoon at 7:15 for the second round. We had some cracking heats last night, some superb performances, especially from the local trainer, Mark Wallace. That's all building up nicely. Make sure you're with us a little bit later on, 7:15 for the first. Well, here we go then for race number one, everybody, with the morning meeting. Let's check out the runners, shall we? First of all, in trot one is Mead and Midget for Mr. D. Houghton, Jane Houghton, 26.1. Blue Jacket at trap two, the reserve, Stormy Dexter for Mr. A. Williams, Heather Dimmock, 33.2. 3 is Harry's Wrist for Mr. G. Cowan, Hazel Kemp, 32.4. 4, Victoria Lane for Mr. M. Lowther, Steve Rayner, 24.7. 5 is Governor's Colin for Mr. B. Dinnan, Mr. D. Martin, Jim Reynolds, 30.4. And 6 is Lemon Mike for Mr. Gray, Hazel Kemp, 34.6. 6 runners for race number one, and we're due off in around about 4 minutes' time. Now, apologies for no betting graphic on the screens for you at the moment, so we're trying to sort that out. That should be up for race number 2, so hopefully that will be up very, very shortly. For race number 1 then, A9 is the grade. You can see the runners are currently approaching the boxes. Got 3 minutes to the off, 3 minutes to the off for race number 1. So down the card at the moment, trot 1, Mean and Midget, available at 5-2 for Jane Houghton. Reserve in 2, Stormy Dexter. Stormy's priced up at 6-1. 3, Harry's Risk, or for Hazel Kemp, 5-2. Steve Rayner's got Victoria Lane, also 5-2. Governor's Colin, 5-1. And Lemon Mike is a 6-1 chance. That's the latest betting. Co-favourites here, 1, 4 and 5, all at 5-2. Runners on the approach for race number 1. We can see the Greyhounds being led towards the boxes for our first of the morning. Jane Houghton and Mead and Midget, been in really good form as well. Got tipped up back in the latter part of March, but a good winner here on the 7th of April. Was then put in favourite last time out at 11-10, when upgraded to A9, going down by 2.5 lengths. Nevertheless, running well, this puppy. Lots of improvement for Jane's youngster. Isn't 2 till October. Another youngster as well, Harry's Risk, is at 2 next month. Hazel Kemp's runner in really good form as well. Came from off the pace when odds on favourite. Again is upgraded. A little bit like Mean and Midget in the last couple of races. Harry's Risk continues to run well. Another one who will improve. And trap 4, Victoria Lane, the other co-favourite here for Stephen Rain. A little bit unlucky last time up, but good run. Broke 29 seconds latest. And sure to go well, this little bitch in trap 4. That's Victoria Lane. One minute to the off, everybody. 1 minute to race number 1. Nice picture there of Lemon Mike in trap 6 here for Hazel Kemp. Turned 2 back in February and was a good winner, albeit in lower company last time out. We're coming off the pace. Basically came from last to first to win last time out for Mr. Gray. That's Lemon Mike. That's trap 5, Governor's Colin for Jim Reynolds. Again, a baby. And looking to use his early pace into that first bend. Flew out last week in a qualifying trial to clock 29.34. First run back since early March. Okay, everybody, we're loading for race number 1. We're going in. Well, here we go with our first of the morning then. A9 the grade. It's pretty open betting here. It's 5-2, about 1, 3 and 4. Bunny's on the approach for our first of the morning. Here we go. And we're away. 4 and 5 should get early with 6. Then comes 1, 2 and 3. But into the first bend. Who's going to make the corner here? 4 and 5 would go together. 6 is getting a solo very wide. Here comes 2, 3, 1. And 6 takes advantage of the wide outside to take it up. Then Lemon Mike, who won last time out, is out leading at the moment with 3 in second. Then comes 2, 1, 5 and 4. Around the penultimate bend is 6 still hanging on. The youngster in 3 though, Harry's Risk, a big danger. 2 back in third, but they come off the final bend. And Lemon Mike is pulling away here from 3. He's trying to stay on the far side. It's 6 and 3, but 6 holding 3. 4 back in third. 6, 3, 4. And Lemon Mike doubles up for Hazel Kemp. Well, Bookmakers didn't give Lemon Mike a prayer, but comes on to win nicely. He showed good early pace into the first bend and wins at 6 to 1 in our first of the morning. Now, 1 off your back, Lemon Mike. Second, 3, Harry's Risk. And 4 back in third, Mr. Gray's runner, Hazel Kemp's youngster in good form. The full order for race number 1 was 6, 3, 4, 2, 5 and 1. Distances 1 1/4, 4 lengths, 4 1/2, 2 1/2 and 3/4. The winning time 2:9.32. Lemon Mike returned at 5 to 1 in race number 1. Race number 2 not too far away, everybody. It's A6 is the grade. We're going to be due off in about 9 minutes time. They all go. ladies and gentlemen. Here we go for race number 2, the play low 6 on the Towcester App Stakes. A6 is the grade. Here are the runners, starting off with Truck 1, Greencroft Knoll for Mr. Stephen Rayner, 32.1. Trap 2 is Towstar Kane for the Towstar Syndicate, Emma Richards, 33.8. 3, Swift Cayley for Mr. McCall, Mrs. McCall, Mark Wallace, 28 dead. 4, Malogs Ronaldo for Mr. K. Heffernan, Steve Rayner, 34.6. 5 is Dunham Mercury, Dave Houghton, Jane Houghton, 35.1. And 6 is What's It All About for Miss P. Chappell, Heather Dimmock, 32.5. Those are our 6 runners for race number 2. Down the card then, Greencroft Knoll 3-1, Towstar Kane available at 7-2, Swift Cayley's 9-2, then Malogs Ronaldo, Dunham Mercury and What's It All About, all 7-2 chances, 3-1 the field, very open for race number 2. Runners on the approach, and we're due off in a couple of minutes' time. So very tight betting, as you can see. Steve Rayner's Greencroft Knoll, the market leader, been running well without managed to get his nose in front the last few weeks. Did have a good March though, wanting on to win on the 23rd of March. But threatening to win a race again here for trainer Steve Rayner, again birthed in Trot 1, is our market leader, Greencroft Knoll, at 3-1. Wendy parading the 2-dog here, Towstar Kane for Emma. And clock 28.93 when smashing out the boxes back on the 28th of April, and had a really, really good run in April. Didn't put a foot wrong, and upgraded last time out. A little bit unlucky when forced to check at the first bend, but Towstar Kane with a good break, got a good chance to go into the lead here into the first corner with 1. Should go well. That's for Emma Richards. That's the 2-dog. One minute to off, everybody. 1 minute for race number 2. Just 1 minute to go. So very open betting indeed. Trap 1, 3-1, 7-2, about 4, 5 and 6. 4-1 trap 2. It's now 9-2 trap 3. Okay, everybody, we're loading, getting loaded for race number 2 here, a 6th grade. One last look at the market. Greencroft Knoll looks to be our market leader here at a 3-1. Might just tipped into 11-4, actually. Might have been a bit of interest here for Trap 1. Looking to lead on the inside with Trap 1. Trap 6 to try and blast out on the wide outside. So here we go then for race number 2, Trot 1, Greencroft Knoll, run about 11-4, market leader here for Steve Rayner. Early pace of 1, 2 and 6. Well, here we go. Well, 6 showed good early with 5. There comes 3, 4, 1 and 2 at the back into the first bend. Who's going to make the corner here? 6 and 5 vie for that first bend ahead of 1. Then 4, 3 and 2. But off the second bend they go. And it's 5, a length up on 1. 6 back in third. So Dundrum Mercury has the lead on 1. Greencroft Knoll in second. 6 back in third with 4, 3 and 2. But at the moment, Jane Houghton's runner's not stopping. He's pulling away from 1. 4's trying to stay on for the back. Malogs Ronaldo. But they come off the final bend here. 5 got that first bend lead and didn't look back and wins well. Dundrum Mercury too good. And wins nicely. 4 was second, 1 back in third. 5, 4, 1. Well, he hasn't won since February, Dunham Mercury, but he's run an absolute cracker today. Made the first bend. Jane and Dave Houghton's runner has gone to win very smartly indeed. And an excellent 28.96, 28.96, 5, 4, 1. Well, he expected possibly 1 and 6 to lead up here, but it was 5 the fly in the ointment, wasn't he? Just managed to cut inside 6 here. And once 1 got a lovely run on the inside, but Greencroft Noel really needed to be out in front early doors here. And 5, once he led, well, he's pulled away to win nicely here, Dunham Mercury. Did run a little bit better last time out when clocking 29.24 to suggest that a winner's round the corner. He really has blitzed them today and broke 29 seconds, a good start. 28.96 the winning time for result 5, 4 and 1. Full order finish. Race number 2 was 5, 4, 1, 3, 2, 6. The distances were 3, 1.5, half a length, 1.5, and ahead. The winning time 28.96, 28.96. Race number 3, 10.46 is an A8 event due off in about 9 minutes time. Again, they all go. No changes to race 3. and gentlemen, here we go for race number 3. The grade is 8, the Star Sports English Greyhound Derby June 2nd Stakes. Here are the runners. Trap 1, Dungay Puma for Sally's Racing Club, Keith Hazeltine, 31.6. Trap 2 is Mildine Flojo for Mr. M. Richards, Emma Richards, 27.7. 3 is Whizzing Brody, Mr. Jim Reynolds, 27.6. 4 is Ballyblack Bolt for Richard Yates, 26.9. 5 is Make Offer, Mr. J. Barney, Hazel Kemp, 25.6. And 6 Crossfield Howl for the Milton Keynes Racing Club, Steve Rayner, 32 dead. Runners on approach, and A8 is the grade for race number 3 on our card. We're due off in about 4 minutes' time for race 3. So down the card then, Dungay Pumas 9-2, Mildine Flojo 5-2, market leader Just, Whizzing Brody at top of the head 9-4, Ballyblack Bolt 6-1, 5 Make Offer 7-2, and Crossfield Howl Shoulders 9-2 chance. Race number 3, Greyhounds on the approach. So our market leader here, Jem Reynolds, Whizzing Brody. Good winner last time out, so cracking out the boxes. This little bit's been out of season as well. She's approaching 16 weeks out. Should imagine that she's going to improve again here, Trap 3, Whizzing Brody. After winning by a length of 3/4, will improve. 29.24 as our market leader, currently at 9-4. So Greyhounds approaching the boxes. So our market leader, Whizzing Brody, very much on her toes here. Jem Reynolds, bitch out of season, should go well here. Emma Richards, Mildine Flojo with a little bit of a squeak as well. Hasn't run since the 21st of April. And that was in D4 company. And is technically downgraded after running in A7 back on the 14th of April as well. Best recorded effort, 29.19. Mildine Flojo, surely to go well here for Emma. On the approach to race number 3. So down the card, 5-1 Trap 1, 5-2 2, favoured in 3, 9-4, 6-1 Trap 4, 7-2 Trap 5, and 5-1 Trap 6. 1 minute to the off, everybody, for race number 3. 1 minute to the off. That's Ballyblack Bolt looking at the moment for Richard Yates. It was in good form in April. And if you're back in the 4-dog, you want him out nice and early here. Needs this little bitch to crack out the boxes and try and lead all the way. This Crossfield Howl for Steve Rayner on the wide outside. He's been in good form himself. Winning twice in the last 4 races. Kept in the grade as well. Managed to win a scrappy race last time out, Crossfield Howl. So Greyhounds are going in for race number 3. We are loading for race number 3, everybody. Our market leader looks to be Whizzing Brody for Jem Reynolds at 9-4. Okay, and then here we go, race number 3. Whizzing Brody, 16 weeks out of season. She's our market leader in Trap 3 here for Jem Reynolds. Away we go. 4 and 3 broke well with 5, 6, 1, 2 got left into the first bend. Who's going to make the corner here? Can Whizzing Brody get inside 4? But 4's cut across and goes on with 3. 5 getting a lovely split make offer as they get on the far side. It's Ballybet Bolt who leads here with 5. 3 back in third. Then 6, 1 and 2. Around the penultimate bend they go, and it's still 4 at the moment who's hanging tough here with 5. 3 back in third with 6, 2, 1. But they come off the final bend, and Ballybet Bolt out in front here and hanging on from 5. Who's trying hard make offer. 4 from 5. 6 stays on well. 4 beat 5. 6 is third. 4, 5, 6. Result, race number 3. Track 4, Bally Black Bolt the winner for Richard Yates. Second 5, make offer. Third 6, Crossfield Howe. Result confirmed, 4, 5, 6. Well, he said before the race that he needed to lead to win here, Bladdyback Bolt, and he's hard to pass, isn't he, when he's in front. He really guts this out here, just manages to hold Whizzing Brody off into the first bend. Make offers run well here for Hazel Kemp on the outside, but couldn't quite get to 4 in the end. 6 has stayed on for third, Crossfield Howe, but when he's in front here in the grade of A8, Ballybet Bolts, he is devilishly difficult to pick up in front. 5 trying hard in second, 6 back in third place. 4, 5, 6 confirmed. And the full order for race number 3 was 4, 5, 6, 3, 1, 2. Distances were ahead, a length, half a length, 1 1/4 and a neck. The winning time 29.26, 29.26. Race number 4 due off at 11 o'clock, everybody. And the grade is D2, a back sprinting over 260 metres. There we go for race number 4. It's over 260 metres. The grade is D2. Here are the runners. Trap 1 is Air Force Cluxton for Mr. M. Cairns, Mark Wallace, 36.2. Trap 2 is Dunham Moon for Dave Houghton, Jane Houghton, 28.4. 3 is Forest Delboy, the Hat Pack, Emma Richards, 36.2. 4 is Holden Pele, Mrs. L. Day, Jonathan Blenko, 30.3. 5 is Forest Lana for Kev Hutton. Kev Hutton trains 28 dead. Reserving 6 is Sultan Banco for Mr. License and Mark Wallace. Mark Wallace trains 33.9. Those are our runners for race number 4. The grade is D2. So down the card we go. Air Force Cluxton 4-1. Dunham Moon and Forest Delboy, both 5-1. Holden Pele, 4-1. Warm favour here for Kev Hutton. Forest Lana, pitched in at risk 5-4. And the reserve in 6, Sultan Banco, 4-1. Two and a half minutes to the off, 2.5 minutes to the off, everybody. Greyhounds go over to the far side for this one. So 2-bend sprint for Forest Lana, this very warm favourite indeed. That's been favourite on a few occasions of late, and went it down by a quarter, length and a quarter behind Jacob's Pride last time out. Best recorded effort of 15.40. That was back on the 1st of April. Just been to Romford, came back after a trial for Kev Hutton, and is pitched in as the warm 5-4 market leader for race number 4. So Greyhounds reach the starting traps here. Trap 5 still rock steady at 5-4 at the moment. That's Forest Lana. Mark Wallace has got one Air Force Cluxton in the red jacket here. Clocking 15.74 for this old-timer. He's running well at the moment for his owner and trainer. Also on 4-1 is Trap 4 here. Holden Pele for John Blenko, the son of Crash. Managed to win in the grade of D3 in 15.56 a couple of races back, but the more market leader, very warm indeed. Even money the field they're calling Forest Lana now, even money. So loading well underway here, everybody, for race number 4. This Forest Lana pitched into even money, market leader for this sprint, D2 the grade. It's on its way. Here we go for race number 4 on the card this morning at Towcester. Trap 5, Forest Lana, even money favourite. Here comes the bunny. Away we go. Well, 5 smashed the boxes to lead up with 2, 4, 1, 3 and 6 and 5 on the hair here, leading up with 4 into second, Holden Pele. But it's all about Forest Lana, who's well clear of 4, 2 back in third. They come off the second bend, banged out the lids. Good night and God bless. Even money favourite wins well. 5 beat 4 and 2 was third. 5, 4, 2 favourite. 2 good. Well, that's why this little bitch was short. Forest Lana for Kev Hutton flew out the boxes and clocked 15.40. That was her best run back in the start of April. She's done it again. 5.42 result confirmed. Well, this race is over in a matter of strides, wasn't it? She really came away well and showed terrific pace to the bends. And a question of who was going to fill the places then. Holden Pele for John Blenko in second. Dunham Moon back in third for Jane Houghton. But 5 clocking 15.40, back to winning form. And an easy winner. It was right about even money last show. And the full order for race number 4 was 5, 4, 2, 1, 6 and 3. Distances were 2.5, 1.5, 1.5, 2.5 and a short head. The winning time was a smart 15.40. Forest Lana went off at even money favourites. Race number 5, not too far away, everybody. It's due off at 11.16. A7 is the grade, and there are no changes. we go for race number 5, A7 to grade. Who are the runners? So truck 1 is Macaroon Mats. So Macaroon Mats is available at 33.2 to wait for this one, Jim Reynolds. Trap 2 Terminator for Mr. Burton, Kev Hutton, 31.7. 3 Cleaners Mags for the 12th Dog Mob, Matt Dartnell, 27.3. 4 is Lily's Bear for Wendy Richards and Emma, 35.3. 5 is Hard Bought for Mr. Phillips, Kev Hutton, 35.4. And 6 is Hail Glorious for Hazel Kemp, 32.8. Let's have a look at the market then, shall we, for race number 5. A7 is the grades. And down the card, truck 1, Macaroon Matt, 5 to 1. 2's Warm, isn't it? Kev Hutton's Terminator, 6 to 4. 3 Cleaners Mags, 5 to 1. 4 is Lily's Bear, 6 to 1. Bit of money for 5. Hard Bought already for Kev Hutton, 5 to 2. And Hail Glorious, 6 to 1. So this is interesting. Kev Hutton's got the 6 to 4 market leader. And there's cash for his other runner in truck 5, Hard Bought. 2 minutes to the off. Well, Terminator for Kev Hutton has been expensive to follow last couple of spins. 6 to 4 market leader twice, so finishing second and third on 2 occasions in this grade. Whereas there's money here for trap 5, Hard Bought, who was unlucky last time out. And this little fella has been absolutely unlucky the last 2 races, actually, in this grade of A7. Best recorded effort at 29.02 recently, and should go well. So we can see Kev Hutton's runners dominate the market for race number 5. More money coming in for Hard Bought here at 9 to 4 for Kev Hutton, actually 2 to 1 now. So really good cash for the 5 against his other runner in trap 2, Terminator. Does that tell the story here for race number 5? The Greyhounds are just about to load up. Hazel Kemp's Hail Glorious. It's been finding it a little bit tough at the first bend of late, but has got some winning form in this grade. Okay, everybody, we're loading up for race number 5. The grade is A7 here. Really good cash for 5. Terminator, though, still just the market leader. So here we go for race number 5, where Kev Hutton's runners dominate the market here. Trap 2, Terminator, the favourite, but his other runner 5, Hard Bought's the one that's being well backed here against the market leader. Here comes the bunny. The grade is A7. Away we go. We're 4 got out well with 1 as they go into the first bend at 6. Then comes 2, 3, 5 into the first bend of 4. Lead up with 6. 2, 3, 5 is wide and 1 at the back, but they come off the second. It's Lily's Bear who's out in front here from 6 Hail Glorious. They go back to 3, 5, 2 and 1. Round the penultimate bend they go, and it's still 4 Lily's Bear, but 6 is ranging up large. Then comes 3, 2, 5 is struggling and 1 at the back, but they come off the final bend and 6 Hail Glorious. So Hazel Kemp has now struck the front. They're pulling away. 3, 2 and 4 bunch up for the minors, but 6 wins well from 4. I think 3 was third. Looks like a 6, 4, 3. Result confirmed. 6 Hail Glorious. Glorious performance from Hazel Kemp's runner as well. 4 second, Lily's Bear third. Trap 3, Cleaners Mag. 6, 4, 3. Winning time of Smart. 28.92. Well, excellent performance from Hale Glorious for Hazel Kemp. Full order was 6, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Distances were 2.5, 1 3/4, a head, a neck and half a length. Winning time 28.92, 28.92. Race number 6 due off 11.31. The grade is A10. It's the children's race. They are getting underway in round about 10 minutes time. we go for race number 6, everybody. Due off at 11:31. Here are the runners, starting off with trap 1, Dunham Lorna for Dave Houghton and Jane Houghton, 31.6. Trap 2 is Come Home for Mr. Johnson, Mark Wallace. Mark Wallace trains 26.3. 3 is Chilton Robin for Wendy Richards and Emma Richards, 25.2. 4 is Hipsway Dick for Wendy Richards, Emma again, 35.1. 5 is Sobbing Piper, Mr. Gagori, Rob Liddington, 28 dead. And 6 is Killian Ferry, Mr. M. Lowther, Steve Rayner, 26.6. Those are our 6 runners, and the grade is A10. So down the car then, Dunham Lorna 7-2, Come Home on 5-1, Chilton Robin, Hipsway Dick both 6-1, Sobbing Piper 9-4. Our market leader in 6, attracting a little bit of cash, Killian Ferry for Steve Rayner, available at 7-4 from 2-1. 2.5 minutes to the off, 2.5 minutes to the off for race number 6. Well, our market leader here, Killian Ferry for Steve Rayner, has been leading and just getting picked up for the last 2 or 3 runs here for Stephen, but got a draw on the outside. Looks to have an excellent opportunity for Killian Ferry to lead on the wide outside, and that's been nibbled at 7-4 from 2-1. That's our market favourite. 2 minutes to the off. So runners on the approach and for race number 6, as we mentioned, Killian Ferry into market lead at 7-4. Second in is Sobbing Piper. It's gone up from 2s to 5-2 here for Rob Liddington. Just turned 2 this last month, this little bitch in trap 5. She's lightly raced. Managed to win 1 from 10 starts so far, Rob Liddington's runner. Does lack a little bit of early pace, but she could go well. She does stay well as well from the back. Sobbing Piper at 5-2. 1 minute to the off for race number 6. 1 minute to the off. Couple of puppies in this race. Mark Wallace's trap 2, Come Home, and has had 4 starts yet to win. Has had a second. Hipsway Dick has only had 2 runs for Emma Richards. You'd imagine that these 2 will improve here, 2 and 4, the 2 youngsters in the race. Okay, everybody, we're being loaded for race number 6. We're going in. She has given the handers to put the okay to put the greyhounds in the boxes for race number 6 here. Killian Ferry, the market leader, needs to lead on the outside for Steve Rayner, and Sobbing Piper for Rob Liddington are the market leaders. Loading up. So here we go then for race number 6. The grade is A10 here. Market leader 6 needs to try and blast out here, Killian Ferry, and get a decent lead. Well, there we go. 6 has done that to lead up with 3-1, then 5, 4 and 2. So 6 on the bunny, but can it hold on? 3's in second with 1, 2, 4 and 5. Bit of trouble behind, but 6 has only got a slender advantage here on 3 in second. Chilton Robin as they go down the far side of 6, who's wide, leads up with Robin. 1 back in third. This is Dunham Lorna as they go around the third bend as 6. Still holding on, but he does get a little bit tired off the last bend. 3 and 1, they aren't doing a lot. 2 trying to pick up Come Home. And at the moment, Killian Ferry's not for catching. He's pulled away and going to win well here. Killian Ferry wins well. 6 wins, 1 second, and maybe 3 third. Wait on the judge. 6-1 in the picture. Full result for race number 6. A win for trap 6, Killian Fairy for Mr. M. Lowther and Steve Rayner. Second one, Dunham Lorna. And a dead heat for third place between trap 2, Come Home and 3, Chiltern Robin. 6-1, dead heat third, 2-3. Result confirmed. So the full order for race number 6 was 6-1, dead heat 2, 3, 4, 5. Distances 3.5, 2 1/4, dead heat 1 1/4 and a 1 1/4. Winning time 29:40, 29:40. Race number 7. Over the sticks, a hurdle event. Dundrum Billy, by the way, goes in trap 2, everybody. Just to give you a quick form line, which isn't on the card. Dundrum Billy. Now, the 6th of April, Dundrum Billy ran from trap 4, finished 3rd, beaten 2 1/4 lengths behind Chantilly Rose in 29:51 comments, every chance, grade H2. That's Dundrum Billy in trap 2 on the 6th of April over the hurdles event of a 480. Finished 3rd behind Chantilly Rose at every chance, clocking 29:51, and then H2 event was 5-1 in that race. Back on the 6th of April, that's trap 2, the reserve, Dundrum Billy. everybody, here we go for race number 7. We're over the timber this time. H2 is the grade. Here are the runners. Starting off with Trap 1, Dunham Jerry for Jane Houghton at 32.3. Trap 2 is the reserve Dundrum Billy for Mr. Chesson, Hazel Kemp, Mr. Redmile, Hazel Kemp 32.3. 3 is Nighttime So for Mr. D. Stoner, Heather Dimmock 28.1. And 4 is Black Genovese for Mr. P. McLaughlin, Steve Rayner 36.4. 5 is Joint Decision, Jim Reynolds 31.7. And 6 is Barricade Jagger for Dave and Jane Houghton 35.1. So there are 6 runners. This is over the timber this time. H2 is the grade. Quickly down the card, Dunham Jerry 6-1. The reserve in 2, Dundrum Billy 4-1. 3, 3-1. 4, 6-1. And 5 and 6 are both 2-1 chances. Once again, just to remind you, Trap 2, Dundrum Billy, the reserve. Last time over the timber was back on the 6th of April when finishing 3rd behind Chantilly Rose in the grade of H2 and clocked 29.51. Bit of early cash here for Jane Houghton's Barricade Jagger here. Recently clocked 29.28 in a qualifying trial. Went down behind Chantilly Rose on the 6th of April where Dundrum Billy was also in that race back in the early parts of the month of April. Went down by a short head, Barricade Jagger. Good trial from this little fella on the wide outside. Last time out, that was just about 3 or 4 days ago at 29.28. It's about 1 minute to the off, everybody. 1 minute to the off for race number 7. Well, that's Jim Reynolds' Joint Decision, who's downgraded after finding H1 a little bit tough. Clock 29.34 last time out in a trial. That was back on the 18th of April. That's got some winning form, though. It's been running well. That's Joint Decision, available at 2-1. There's the reserve Dundrum Billy. Okay, everybody, we're loading up for race number 7. The grade is H2. There are 4 hurdles for these greyhounds to negotiate, and we're just about to go forward. Trap 6, Barricade Jagger, market leader 7-4, Joint Decision available at 2-1. Loading up. So here we go then. It's an H2 event here where Barricade Jagger is just heading the market at 7-4 here for Jane Houghton. Is on its way. Away we go. 6 broke well, 3 got totally left into the first hurdle, and 6 jumps it with 4, 5, 1, 2 and 3 at the back. Around the first bend, and it's Barricade Jagger has got the lead here on 4. There comes 5, 2, 1 and 3. Down the far side they go into the next hurdle, and 6 jumping a little bit high but clear of 5 and 4 as they pop around the third bend. That's better from 6. Barricade Jagger, who's in front of 5. 1 stays on Dunham Jerry, but they come off the final bend here. And Barricade Jasper's really put this lot to the sword. Pops the last and he wins by an absolute huge amount. 6 pops it nicely, just steadied up. 6 wins it. Tight for the minor places. 1 in the running on 2. Dundrum Billy, no doubting the winner, Barricade Jagger. Well, excellent performance from Barricade Jagger, the winner. Dundrum Billy got up for second, 1 back in third. 6-1. 6-1, the 11.44 result there. And Barricade Jagger clocking 29.06. Excellent performance for Dane and Jane Houghton's runner, winning by a handsome advantage in race number 7. Race number 8, draw for 11.58. The grade there is A4, and they all go. So race number 7 won by Barricane Jagger. The full order was 6-2-1-5-4-3. The distances were massive, 9 3/4. A short head, 1 1 1/4 and 2. Winning time 29.06, 29.06. Here we go for race number 8, 11:58. The grade is A4. Here are the runners. In truck 1, we have Velvet Honey, owned by the non-magnificent 7, Kev Hutton, 27.7. Truck 2 is Shane Boy Xavier for Sally's Racing Club, Keith Hazeltine, 32.2. Truck 3 is Droopy's Jock for Mr. B. Bradshaw, Mr. E. Kelly, Matt Dartnell, 34.2. 4 is Chubby's Caviar for Mr. M. Davis, Mark Wallace, 28.9. Truck 5 is Broxy Hoops, and by Mr. P. Farrelly, Jim Reynolds, 32.6. And 6 is Morning Live Len, Morning Live Syndicate, Kev Hutton, 34 dead. So we're due for a couple of minutes, everyone, for race number 8 here. The grade is A4. We can check out the market next. So down the card then, Velvet Honey priced up at 9-2. Trap 2, Shane Boy Xavier 7-2. 3, Droopy's Jock 3-1. Trap 4, a market leader, Chubby's Caviar for Mark Wallace 7-4. 5 is 8-1, Broxy Hoops for Jim Reynolds, and 6-1. Trap 6, Morning Live Len for Kev Hutton. Market leader Trap 4, 7-4, Chubby's Caviar. Well, Cherry's Caviar, the market leader here. To be fair, ran really, really well at Romford just the other day. In 24.45 at Open Race Company. Wasn't disgraced there at all by 2.5 lengths. That was a really good run, 24.45. And then was a little bit unlucky back here on the 28th of April when finishing second at 28.72. So it won't be too much longer then before we get loaded up here for race at number 8. This Chubby's Caviar, our market leader at the moment. Looks so it's been nibbled out as well, around about 6-4 for Mark Wallace. Just turned 2 last month. Did win an open race company back on the 17th of April. That's our market leader in Trap 4. That's morning live Len for Kev Hutton. Recently flew round an A5 company in 28.68. It's got terrific early as well as the 6. Just about ready, everybody, for race number 8. So here we go, everyone. Trap 4, Chubby's Caviar. Well backed here for Mark Wallace. Here comes the bunny. Grade of A4. We're racing. We're 4 and 1 got out well with 6. Then 3, 5 and 2. But into the first bend, who's going to make it? Velvet Honey on the inside of 4. These two go on together with 6. Then 3, 5 and 2. Off the second bend, it's Chubby's Caviar. Now struck the front from Velvet Honey. 6 back in third, Morning Live Len. Then 3, 2 and 5. We're on the penultimate bend here. And Trap 4 still hanging on here for about a length of 1 in second, Velvet Honey. Then comes 6, but now starts to pull away for Chubby's Caviar. Was well back, looks a good bet, and is in cracking form. 4 wins, 1 second, 6 third, 4-1-6. Well, Chubby's Caviar then, back to winning form. It's been running well for Mark Wallace of late and clocked 28.60, 4-1-6 the result. Well done to Mr. Davis and Mark Wallace. Result confirmed, 2.860 the winning time. Yeah, excellent performance from track 4 Chubby's Caviar from Mr. Davis and Mark Wallace. Full order 4:16, 3:52. Distances 4 3/4, 1 3/4, 2.5, 1 3/4, and 4 lengths. Winning time 28.60. Our next race due off at 12:17. Race number 9 due off in about 12 minutes time. go for race number 9. The grade is A5. Here are the runners. Starting off with trap 1, Skinny Love for Kev Hutton, 32.4. Trap 2 is Bodell Risk for Mr. Cowan Hazel Kemp, 26.4. 3 is Wilfred for Mr. K Richardson, Steve Rayner, 27.5. 4 is Dinner Larnaca for TDC Global Investors, Jim Reynolds, 36.2. 5 is Forest Fern for Kev Hutton, 26.5. And 6 is Saline Story for Mr. Davis and Mark Wallace, 33.7. Those are 6 runners for this A5 event. Let's have a look at the market, shall we? Down the card with Skinny Love, 6-1 chance. Bodell Risk, 3-1. Wilfred and Dinner Larnaca, both 6-1. Forest Fern, easy to back at 5-2. And Celine Story at 2-1 market leader. So just a favourite for Mark Wallace. And Mr. Davis, of course, just had the last winner as well. Impressive performance in Joey's Caviar. Trap 6 made the favourites at 2-1 for our next due off in about 3 minutes' time. More money for this Saline Story now, 7-4 for Mark Wallace's runner. Hasn't won in a little while, but been putting up 1 or 2 half-decent performances. Clock 29.07. Go back to the 8th of April in a grade of A4. Well, 28.64 would definitely be good enough to win this morning. That's trap 6. Saline Story, the market leader, 7-4 for 9-4. Forest Fern open up 7-4 for Kev Hutton. Now out to 3-1. 3-1 bot 1. Two minutes the off for race number 9. Well, there is a market leader, Saline Story, being extremely well back. Going the other way in the market is Kev Hutton's Forest Fern, but you can't really crowd this little bitch's form. She's only still a puppy until July, and she's running out of her skin at the moment, having won 4 of her last 6 races. She's running exceptionally well, Forest Fern. Best recorded effort at 28.88, holding her form well. Can she go in again in A5, which is easy to back at 3-1? One minute to off for race number 9. Another Greyhound in good form at the moment is Bodell Risk. Likes to try and lead if it can into the first bend and get on that buddy nice and early for Hazel Kemp. Interesting runner, Skinny Love. Now, she's a big price, this little fella in trap 1. Has been lame, been off the track since March and came back and probably needed the run last time out when clocking 29.21. But if you go back to its February form, trap 1 Skinny Love, 28.50 is definitely good enough to win this here this afternoon. So a competitive looking race. Down the card, 6-1, 3, 6-1, 6-1 again, 3-1, and the gambling 6, 7-4. All locked away. So we go for race number 9. Good cash for 6, Saline Story. Will it be a quick double for Mr. Davis and Mark Wallace? We're just about to find out. Here we go. Racing, 6 rather missed it. 2 leads up with 5, 3, 1, 6 and 4 into the first bend. It's Bodell Risk who leads up with 5. Forest Fern. Then comes 1, 6, 4 and 3. Down the far side they go, and it's Bodell Risk leading up. This informed bitch into second, Forest Fern. 1 back in third with 6, 4 and 3 as they go around the penultimate bend here. And 2 grinding out a good start at the moment, Bodell Risk. 5 in second, and Skinny Love running well, but they come off the final bend. It's trap 2. Bodell Risk is difficult to pick up on out in front and going to win well. 2 wins, 5 runs well into second, 1 third, 2-5-1. Back to winning form. He ran a blinder on the 15th of April, and he's won again in good style, this little bitch, Bodell Risk. She's run an absolute cracker, got to the front, and wins for Hazel Kemp. Winning time, 28.73, 28.73. Well, Bodell Risk did this last week. She crashed out, but she got caught close home last time out in this grey, but run an absolute blinder this morning. I think we're showing you the wrong replay, actually. That's the wrong replay on the screen, because Bodell Risk did not come from last to first. Apologies for that. So just confirming the result. 2 Bodell Risk for Mr. Cowan and Hazel Kemp. Second 5 Forest Fern. 1 Skinny Love was third. Result confirmed. 2-5-1. Just give it a full order for race number 9. It was 2:51.463. Distances 1.5, 1, 1.5, 2 1/4 and ahead. Winning time 28.73. Race number 10, it is an S2 event at 12:33. They all go over 686 metres. Here we go for race number 10 at 12:33. It's over 686 metres. The grade is S2. Let's meet the runners, shall we? Starting off with Free as an Eagle for the Milton Keynes Racing Club. Steve Rayner, 29.7. Blue Jacket at 2, Roseville Bolt from the Cloud Syndicate, Richard Yates, 34.7. 3 is QS Crom for Mrs. Clark, Mr. Cobb, Jim Reynolds, 28.3. 4 is Saffron's Tina for the Mark Wallace Greyhound Racing Club, Mark Wallace, 27.8. 5, Luck Hill Teddy for Mr. Turvey, Jim Reynolds, 34 dead. And 6, Gary Glass Bambi for Mr. Memory Overhand Sandbach, and Mark Wallace, 26.4. Those are our runners then for race number 10. The grade is S2, it's over 686 metres. Let's check out the market, shall we? Free as an Eagle, 6-1. Trap 2, Roseville Bolts, 4-1. On 5-1, we got QS Crom for Jim Reynolds. 2-1, market leader, Saffron's Tina for Mark Wallace. 5-2-5, Luck Hill Teddy. And 5-2, Trap 6, Gary Glass Bambi. Runners on the approach. Race number 10 starts in about 3 minutes' time. So Mark Wallace then, who's doubly represented here, has got the market leader Saffron's Tina. Recently coming down from S1, hasn't run too badly in S2 company. Best time of 42.17 recorded back in the latter part of March. Saffron's Tina, the 2-1 market leader. On 3-1, 5, Luck Hill Teddy. who's running well, won well last time out in lower company. Likely to be outpaced, though. Look, Teddy's got this knack of getting a long way behind and finishing well, but holds its form pretty well coming out of trap 5. And then Gary Glass Bambi for Mark Wallace, 7-4 favourite and 2-1 favourite twice. Got beaten a continued, 18 lengths on his last 2 runs. Well drawn, though, and sure to get a good run here, Gary Glass Bambi, with trap 5, Luck Teddy on his inside. One minute to the off for race number 10. 1 minute. So a bit of interest in the market here. Saffron's Teen at 7-4. Look how Teddy's attracting a little bit of cash as well. You know, with Teddy, he's going to be last virtually the whole way round to the final couple of bends. And he will start to finish well for Jim Reynolds. Good winner in 42.17 last time out. There is Gary Glass Bambi. There is Teddy. This is trap 1, free as an eagle. It's well drawn on the inside here for Steve Rayner. Okay, everybody, let's get them loaded, shall we, for race number 10. It's over 6 bends. S2 is the grade. Loading up market leader trap 4, Saffron's Teen at 7-4. Two waves of flag. Here we go for race number 10. S2 is the grade. Market leader trap 4, Saffron's Teen. And we're away with 3's absolutely banged out. QS Cron, the lead up with 6-1, 4-2 and 5 is last as usual. But they come off the second bend and it's 3. QS Cron leads up for Jim Reynolds, ahead of 6-1, then 4-2 and 5. They've got a circuit to go then, and 3 bowling along with 4. Moving well into second, Saffron's Teen, ahead of 6-1, 2 and 5. Teddy is as usual last. As a good on the far side, it's 3. But 4's right on his tail now. Saffron's Teen are moving stylishly. Saffron's Teen in 4, takes it up from 3. I go back to 6. Teddy will stay on, but a lot of running to do with 1 and 2 at the back. As they go on the penultimate bend, it's still 4. Saffron's Teen holding on to a good lead with 3. Here comes Lug Hill Teddy, but surely he's got too much to do as they go towards the line here. It's 4. Saffron's Teen out in front. Lug Hill Teddy's finishing well, but it's too late. 4 won it from 5, 2 third, 4-5-2. Market spot on. Another favourite goes in this morning there. Mark Wallace and Saffron's Teen are the winner. Big run as usual from Lug Hill Teddy in second to 2. Roseville Bolt staying on nicely for Richard Yates back in third place. 4-5-2. And the winning time for Saffron's Teen at 42.45. 42.45. Well, Mark Wallace's little bitch has been running away. See 3 turning out right angles out the boxes here. QS Chrome was terrific early for Jim Reynolds, but just didn't get home today. And 4's had to pick off the 1 and the 6. Big run as usual from Luck Hill Teddy. He's run on well to finish second. 2 also running well. Watch Roseville Bolt. It's going to check up badly around this bend. Just there, put the brakes on. The 2 and the 5 have run well here, but 4 back to winning form for Saffron's Teen. And returned run about 7-4 favourite. 4-5-2 winning time again, 42.45. And the full order for race number 10 was 4-5-2, 6-3-1. Distances were 2 lengths, a neck, 1.5, 1 3/4, and 4 lengths. Winning time 42.45, 42.45. Race 11 due off at 12.47. The grade is A6. They'll go due off in about 6 minutes. Well, here we go for race 11. A6 is the grade. Here are the runners. Trap 1 is Dunham Orlando for Dave and Jane Houghton, 33.2. Trap 2 is Spyro's Girl for Mr. S. O'Groimer, Mrs. O'Groimer, John Blanco, 27.5. 3 is LaJoel Vic for the Howe Racing Club, Kev Hutton, 27.3. 4 is Rory Breaker for Mr. P. Martin, Steve Rayner, 32.9. 5 is Dropbugger Sunset for Mr. A. Winton, Kev Hutton, 28.2. And 6 is Adrian Asti for Richard Yates, 27.2. Let's have a look at the market then, shall we, for race 11. Down the card, Dunham Orlando 4-1, Spyro's Girl 5-1. Good money for LaJoel Vic, was 3s, now 2-1 for Kev Hutton. Rory Breaker 6-1, Drabiak Sunset 7-2, and Adrahan Asti available at 3-1. Runners on the approach, 2 minutes to the off, 2 minutes to race 11. I can see a bit of interest in coming on with Trap 3, LaJoel Vic. And, well, a few gambles been landed here today at Towcester. Kev Hutton's runner. Off the back of running a big race, won 10-1 chance in this grade. Last time out at 28.88. That was a big improvement for Trap 3, LaJoel Vic. Recently come off trials as well. Has only had one competitive race since November. Sure to improve. That's where the money's going on Trap 3. Currently 2-1. So we go then for race number 11, everybody, starting very, very shortly indeed. Bit of a gamble on trap 3 here, Lajolvik. Lightly raced here for Kev Hutton, looking to improve. 3-1 about trap 6, Adrahan Asti on the wide outside for Richard Yates. A good win, albeit in lower company last time up, but did clock an excellent 28.69. There is the gambled on trap 3, Lajolvik. He's going to have lots of improvement in this little Greyhound, considering he's been off the track for some while. That's Rory Breaker, Steve Rayner's runner, who's in good form. So we're loading, everybody. Race 11, we are loading. A6 is the grade. Good money for trap 3. So here we go then for race 11, everyone. Trap 3, Lajolvik's the market leader at 2-1. Here comes the bunny. Where we go then, 2 stepped out smartly with 5, 1, 4, 3 and 6 into the first bend as Spyro's Girl's going to lead up with Dropper Sunset. These two are neck and neck, head of 1, 4, 6 and 3's last. They go down the far side and it's Spyro's Girl has got the lead here from 5. 1 moves well. They go back to 3, 4 and 6 as they go on the penultimate bend and 2 trying to keep up the gallop here from 1, 5. 3's cutting through the field but it needs room and not getting it. So come off the final bend. It's 2 out leading with 1. There comes 5. 3's not getting any room. 2 trying to hang on. Here comes 5. 5's nailed it. 5 beat 2. 1 was third. 5, 2, 1. Drahabik Sunset, the winner for Kev Hutton, and Mr. A. Winton running an absolute cracker. 2 second, 1 back in third place. Winning time 28.92, 28.92. That's a nice performance of 5. You can see 5 come out of the boxes, went right angles, didn't it, across the 6. But to 2, really keeping up the gallop here, Spyro's Girls. Just off that final bend at John Blenco's runner, just run out of petrol here. 3's a little bit unlucky. Lajolvik couldn't get the run it needed round the third bend after a rather tardy start. But it's trap 5, who just stayed on the outside. Was 7-4 favourite in the grade last time out. Has come home to win well in the end. 5-1. Result confirmed. And the full order for race 11 was 5, 2, 1, 4, 3, 6. Distances 3 quarters, 1, 3 quarters, 1 and 2 lengths. Winning time 28.92, 28.92. We get underway with our 12th race of the afternoon. Coming up at 1:04, the grade is A9. Again, there are no changes. go for race number 12. Thanks for coming. Safe journey home stakes. So don't go home yet. There's 2 more races to come. Right, this is an A9 event. So let's have a look at the runners, shall we? Trap 1 is Final Flamingo for Mrs. Wendy Richards, Emma Richards, 25.1. Trap 2 is Pinky Promise for Mr. S. Atkin, Hazel Kemp, 29.6. 3 is Lemming Fish, Mr. S. Katz, Emma Richards, 32.5. 4 is Crudden Bay for Jim Reynolds, 30.8. 5 is El Saba for Mr. P. Gittings, Heather Dimmock, 32.3. And 6 is Dunham Lady for Dave and Jane Houghton, 26.7. Those are our runners for race number 12. The grade is A9 on the approach. So down the card then, at Trot 1, Final Flamingo, 6-1. There's good money for the puppy in 2. Hazel Kemp's Youngster, Pinky Promise, 7-4 down to 5-4. 3, Lemming Fish for Emma Richards, 7-2. Having said that, Crudden Bay's going the other way, 7-4 to 5-2 for Jim Reynolds. 8-1 El Saba, and Dunham Lady is a 10-1 chance. Bit of a gamble on 2, Pinky Promise. So a bit of a gamble on this Pinky Promise for 7-5 to 4. Got to feel a little bit for this little bitch as well. She ran an absolute cracker last week in A10, finishing second beaten ahead, and she finds herself in A9 here this afternoon. Pinky Promise yet to win in 3, but ran well. Hence the gamble. Only a baby, turns 2 until, well, not until December. Trap 2, 7-4 down to 5-4. Two minutes to the off, everybody. 2 minutes to the off. Second in the market, Trap 4, Crudden Bay did open up the initial favourite for Jim Reynolds. Just turned 2 last month, clocking 29.48 when managing to lead all the way. I've been primarily running in sprints. It's easy to back at the moment at 5-2. 3-1, Trap 3, Lemming Fish. It was have to be said, was a little bit unlucky last time out. It's got a good qualifying trial for Emma Richards. Back on the 2nd of February. This one's still a youngster as well for a couple of months. Should go well here, 3 Lemming Fish. Lightly raced. Yet to win, but should run well here behind the favourite in 2, Pinky Promise. Just about to load up. So just about to get underway then with race number 12 here, the 104, and really good money coming in for the 2 dog we've seen, Pinky Promise, who ran well last time out. So just about all in. Here we go for race number 12 then, bit of a gamble on Trap 2, Pinky Promise. Buddy approaches. Away we go. 2 and 1 should get early with 5, then 3, 4 and 6, but into the first bend. It's actually 4 is going to lead up here. Crudden Bay with a 2, then 5, 1, 3 and 6 is trouble in behind there, and 4, 2 didn't get the best of run, so 5, El Saba now leads up with 4, then comes 2, 1, 3 and 6, run up an ultimate bend, and 5 still out in front, but only just from 4, then comes 2 and 1 as they come off the final bend, and El Saba leading here for Heather Dimmock, head of 4, 2, 1, 3 and 6 to come off the final bend. This is 10 to 1 out in front, and not for catching. 5's going to run a blinder, 2 second, 4 third, 5, 2, 4. Well, congratulations to Mr. Giddings and Heather Dimmock. El Saba running an absolute blinder here. Hasn't run too badly on its 3 outings so far, and puts his best foot forward to win well. El Saba the winner. 2 second, 4 back in third. Result confirmed. 5.24. Winning time 2.954. 29.54. Well, admittedly, troubles helps a little bit here for the 5 as 2 got tangled up here as around the first bend with the 4. And 5's just managed to squeeze round on the outside and improved again here, trap 5, to register its first victory. Wonder if you back the 5 as well. That's a big return. 2 again's run well, but still looking for that first win for Hazel Kemp, and 4 back in third place. And the full order finish, race number 12 was 5.24.316. Distances were 2.5, 1.25, 1 ahead, 2 3/4. Winning time 29.54, 29.54. Race 13, we're back sprinting, everybody. It's a D4 sprint over 260 metres. Just to remind you, Truck 1 is Heidi's Lee. Together Forever has been withdrawn lame. So that's Truck 1, Heidi's Lee, and the 119. Race 13 coming up in a few minutes' time. So here we go for race 13 on our card. Then D4 is the greatest of sprints. Here are the runners. In trap 1, we've got the reserve Heidi's Lee for Steve Rayner, 23.7. Trap 2 is Poppy Power for Mr. D. Hernandez, Emma Richards, 26.2. Trap 3 is Dunham Nova for Dave Houghton, Jane Houghton, 28.3. 4 is Carmack Canick for the Old Bellgate Syndicate, Jim Reynolds, 35.8. 5 is Not Your Dog Ray for J Cross, Mr. Richard Yates. Richard Yates trained 32.4. And in 6 is Crossfield Joey, Little Bag of Sweet, Steve Rayner, 33.6. Those are our 6 runners. For race at 13, the grade is D4. Well, we've got a warm favourite as well. The Trap 2 Poppy Power here for Emma Richards and Mr. D. Hernandez. That's our market leader at 6-4. Runners on the approach. Got about 4 minutes to the off. 4 minutes to the off for race 13. So runners currently on the approach here, where Emma Richards, Trap 2, Poppy Power is a decent market leader. Was a winner, albeit in D5 company last time out, so when clocking 15.78. It's been pitched in as the 6-4 favourite at the moment. Runners on the approach. And there's 3 minutes to the off. 3 minutes to the off for race 13. So Greyhound's currently on the approach. So 1 or 2 of these Greyhounds are good form as well. Heidi's Lee, the diminutive Heidi's Lee, was a winner for Rob Lennington last time out. So clocking 16.10. Again, was in D5 company. Crossfield Joey, also a winner last time out for Steve Rayner, clocking 15.95. Also in pretty good form. So 2, 1 and 6, all in recent winning form. But Trap 2 is rather warm at 6-4. Runners on the approach. 2 minutes to the off. 2 minutes. Nice picture there of Crossfield Joey, who's in good form. Just come back from a spell of lameness as well. First run back, run an absolute storm on winning at 4-1, 15.95. So imagine that Steve Rayner is looking for a bit more improvement again from his Greyhound, who improves with each run. Comes up to 4 years old next month. But Trap 2 pretty warm here for Emma Richards, 6-4, Poppy Power. So just about to go forward. We had a sprint earlier on, won by the warm favourites. Got a warm favourite here in Trap 2 as well. Okay, everybody, we're loading up for a penultimate race of the evening, or the afternoon, I should say, race 13. D4 the grade. To reserve in 1 is Heidi's Lee. Market leader Trap 2 is Poppy Power for Emma Richards, who's currently 6-4. So heads on its way then for race 13. It's a D4 sprint here. Poppy Power, the warm 6-4 market leader. One of 3 runners who won last time out. Here comes the bunny. Where we go, 6 and 5, absolutely bang out, or 1, 3, 4. 2 got left into the first bend here, and it's 5 who goes up to lead up with 3. Then comes 6, 4, 2 and 1. They come off the second bend, and 5 dominating from the front. You're not your dog, Ray, leading up with 3, who's trying hard on the far side. 5 and 3 all the way to the line, but 5 beat 3. 1 was thirds. Not Your Dog Ray, the winner for Mr. J. Cross and Richard Yates. Second at 3, Dunham Nova, and third Truck 1, Heidi's Lee, 5-3-1. And the winning time, a smart 15.72, 15.15.72. So 5 winning extremely well there from 3. 1 back in third place. Just hope Crossfield Joey's okay. To check out at the first bend, Steve Rayner's little fella on the wide outside. Fingers crossed he's going to be okay. But nevertheless, 15.72. It's a really good performance from Richard Yates runner. And wins smartly. 5-3-1's confirmed. Here's a replay. You can see 6 got out with the 5, and 6 is going to check up here at the first bend. Just there, Crossfield Joey, so fingers crossed he's okay, but 5 wins from 3, 1/3. A full order finish for race 13 was 5-3-1-2-4-6. Distances 1 1/4, 5, 1 1/4, 2 3/4 in the distance. Winning time 15.72, 15.72. One more race to come, everybody, at 1:33 to finish off with. The grade is A8, race 14, due off in 10 minutes' time. Here we go for our final race then this afternoon, everybody. Race 14, the grade is A8. Let's meet the runners, shall we? Truck 1 is Go Teddy Go for Mrs. P. Dangerfield, Mrs. T. White, Jim Reynolds, 33.9. Truck 2 is Dunham Oriole for Dave Houghton, Jane Houghton, 34 dead. 3 is Dodgers Duran for Mr. Berwick, Mr. Martin, Mr. Norman, Mr. White, Jim Reynolds, 28.1. 4 Pleasure Seeker for Mr. Lowther, Steve Rayner, 29.4. 5 Joella Rosie for Mr. Frith, Jane Houghton, 29.6. And Mildine Bucko for Wendy Richards and Emma, 35.2. Those were runners for our finale, race 14. Let's go down the card, shall we, for our last then. Go Teddy Go, available at 5 to 1. Trap 2, Dunham Oriole, 3 to 1. 3, Dodgers Duran, 9 to 4. Just the market leader for Steve Rayner, Pleasure Seeker, 2 to 1. Joel Rossi and Mildine Bucko, both 6 to 1 chances. Market leader Trap 4, which you offered about 2.5 minutes time for race 14. Well, Pleasure Seeker been running well for Steve Rayner. Just turned 2 this month as well, this little bit. She's yet to win in 4 starts, but she has finished second twice and very unlucky last time out, getting beat a short head. Got terrific early pace. Shorter lead a long way into the first bend here, Pleasure Seeker, Steve Rayner's pitch. But can she hold on? That's the question. 2 to 1 market leader in Trap 4. Just a quick reminder, everybody, we do race tonight at 7:15, and well, I'd advise you to turn up tonight. It's the second round of the Derby heats continue this evening, or to look forward to a little bit later on. Should be a cracking night's racing here at Towcester tonight. So the Derby continues here this evening. The first race at 7:15 until 10:30. So make sure you join us for tonight's action. Going to be a super night of Greyhound. Top Greyhound form tonight. Minute and a half till we get underway here for the last this afternoon. A8 the grade. Trap 3 is 9 to 4, Dodgers Duran. A little bit unlucky as well of late. Jim Reynolds. Little bit. She's had a season for about 20 weeks, but she is lightly raced, admittedly, and she should improve. You'd expect plenty of improvement here from Dodgers Duran for Jim Reynolds. And she's in Trap 3. She's currently 9 to 4. Won't be too much longer, everybody, for race 14. Just about to load up here. Trap 4, the market leader at 2 to 1. Just gone 7 to 4, actually. It's 5 to 2 now. 3, Dodgers Duran. Trap 4 is terrific early. Can she win her first race for Steve Rayner? Can she hold on? There she is. It's got fantastic early pace. Loading up, everybody. We are loading, going forwards. So Tia just about to check them over for the final time this afternoon. Here we go. Good luck. We'll expect early pace to come from Trap 4 here. Pleasure Seeker. Dodgers Duran should improve in Trap 3 for Jim Reynolds. Here comes the bunny for our lucky last. Away we go. 2's banged out with 4, then 1, 5, 6 and 3 missed it, but into the first bend. It is 5 and 2 lead up with 1, 4, 6, and 3's going to come from a long way off the pace. Down the far side, trouble for the wide runners, and 1's away and gone here. Go Teddy goes out leading with 2, 3 had to check, then 6, 4 and 5 as they go around the penultimate bend. A 1, 2 though moving up stylishly, but will it get home? Don't rule out 3 who's trying to finish well in behind him as they come off the final bend. It's 1 from 2, then comes 3 who's rattling home on the far side, but it needs room. 1, 3 trying to get up. 3's won it. 3 won it. 1 and 2 for the places. Trap 3 runs a cracker. Dodgers Duran. And the full result, Dodgers Duran gets up for Jim Reynolds. 1 was second, Go Teddy Go, and 2, Dunham Oriole back in third. 3, 1, 2, result confirmed. So one off your back, Dodgers Drone. She's run an absolute cracker. She's won in 29-21, 2-9, 2-1. That was the last race this afternoon, everybody. Just to remind you, our cracking meeting tonight, second round of the Derby, continues with the heats tonight, underway at 7:15.